Major scandal rocking United Airlines. CEO Jeff Smisek and two of his top lieutenants stepping down suddenly after an internal inquiry related to a federal investigation of a possible quid pro quo between Smisek and the former chairman of the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey. Specifically, sources say that United set up a special weekly direct flight to Columbia, South Carolina, near where the Port Authority official keeps a vacation home. All this allegedly happening while United was renegotiating its lease at Newark Liberty International Airport. Analysts say the big management shakeup may give a leg up to frequent flyers. Let's bring in Gary Lake. He's a blogger for View from the Wing blog and co-founder of the Milepoint frequent flyer community. Always fun to talk to you about all these issues, Gary. First of all, what's your reaction to the news? This broke late in the day yesterday. A major company, a major CEO resigning. What do you make of these allegations?
Hey, Jenna, it's great to talk to you as always. I think that this is an opportunity for United to break from both the scandal and that it's plagued the airline and also some of the other problems that the airline faces, because a lot of the challenges that it's faced over the last 5 years really have stemmed from the top. And so changing CEOs lets them say that it's a new era at the airline. Remember, they're not just getting rid of their CEO. They've also dismissed two top government relations executives as well. So they're able to say they're cleaning house and that they want to have a fresh focus on the airline business.
So what exactly, Gary, is your understanding of what happened? Was this a free flight for this official, or did United, as we described, actually plan a flight around his vacation plans? Or both?
Well, what we appear to know is that when United was seeking some action from the Port Authority, which oversees their hub at Newark Airport, the then new chairman of the Port Authority, Samson, specifically asked Smisek directly at a dinner to have a flight added to United's schedule that was conveniently timed for him to spend his weekends in Columbia, South Carolina, come back on Monday morning. United ultimately did provide this flight. It was a money loser, and literally days after Samson resigned his position as chairman of the Port Authority, United ended that flight. So it certainly appeared from the get-go to be a quid pro quo in exchange for official action. Now, you certainly at some level might even feel sorry for United being put in the position where a bureaucrat with substantial opportunity to influence their business makes that kind of a request. But Smisek, trained as a lawyer, instead of making his first call to the FBI, ultimately granted the request.
Well, a request that none of us would get granted, Gary, right? No matter how much that we could ask those airlines to move their flights for us. Just really quick, I thought one of the interesting things that you've written about is what the CEO of this company, Smisek, what he will get if he's not charged with anything criminal. What exactly is he walking? He's fired, but what does he actually get in all of this?
Well, you know, he had a contract with the airline, and it cost them money to put this behind them. So he's getting about $4.8 million in severance. He also gets a expedited vesting of stock worth about $3.5 million as well. He gets to keep his company car; it becomes his. He gets his benefits until he's eligible for Medicare, and he gets free flights and parking for life. Not only that, the airline will even pay him cash to cover the taxes on that benefit. Now, but as you say, this is contingent on his not pleading guilty, no contest, or being convicted of charges stemming from his activities at the airline.
So there's this other big deal that we've talked about as well, Gary, is the collusion case that the Justice Department is investigating for the major airlines. And in the past, when we've spoken with several other bloggers as well. There's been sort of this reaction from the community that there's probably no there there. What do you think this is saying about potentially what this other investigation could show us?
Well, really, these are unrelated. I mean, it certainly does provide the opportunity, not just with the government and also customers, to have a fresh start and to be able to say that, whatever was done wrong with the business as well as with the government is behind them. But the collusion investigation proceeds independent of this. It will take time, and it's unlikely to generate anything of substance. But this doesn't get them out from under other government investigations.
And the impact on passengers potentially for United, Gary? I mean, no more flights potentially to Columbia, South Carolina on Thursday, coming back on Monday. But other than that, what do you think is the impact?
I mean, they already ended that flight, but ultimately what this does is provides a great deal of hopefulness, because the culture at United from the top has been a problem at least since the merger, although operationally it wasn't very good before that. The folks at Continental were supposed to fix the problems at United 5 years ago when the airlines merged. Instead, Smisek, as CEO, has often blamed the employees at the airline for not understanding what he was trying to do, and even blaming the customers, both for not understanding that they were running a business, but also had come so far as to say at the airline that they had too many customers and that their most frequent travelers were over-entitled. So there was certainly a culture in which the leadership of the airline was not up in sync with their employees or their customers. Bringing in a new CEO is an opportunity to put that behind them and really have a fresh start where they can focus on better labor relations. 5 years into the merger, they still don't have a single flight attendant contract for the Continental and United flight attendants. So they really have to still complete the job of the merger that began 5 years ago, as well as move forward with a reliable quality product that will bring back customers, especially corporate customers that they've lost.
That's really interesting. Since it's one of the largest carriers in the world, we thought it was worth mentioning, and it's quite a story on many levels, even hearing that about what the top officials in the company really thought about passengers gives us something to think about. Gary Leff, great to see you, Gary. Thank you very much.
Thank you as always, Jenna.